YNW Melly has been finally removed from the Broward County Jail, leaving many rappers reacting and sharing new information on YNW Melly's situation. Bryce and Paul would tweet, YNW Melly has been transferred from the Broward County Jail to the Paul Rain Detention Facility in Florida as he waits for his retrial to resume, which is very good news. However, it's a lot deeper than this, and allow me to explain. It all begins with YNW Melly's mother doing a public interview. She would expose the Broward County Jail for not allowing Melly to use a phone or even look at his mail.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
Then at the end of the interview, she would say that she is heartbroken and she feels totally helpless for her son.
When you saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life, as a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
Now, with the help of the interview, YNW Melly was finally moved to county jails, but there's a lot deeper of a meaning. It comes from a viral comment that shares, I do believe the Paul Rain Detention Facility is to house people struggling with mental illness. I really hope that YNW Melly is okay, making many believe that YNW Melly could be struggling a lot more than what we know. Very similar to Melly's original trial, where it was so bad between him and his mother that YNW Melly had to ask his mom if she's okay during a live court session.
Sorry.
Don't do it.
This would end up getting the attention of rap OG Boosie. He would go on to explain that YNW Melly's mother is going to have a real hard time during the retrial, as well as YNW Melly, as the retrial will likely be the last trial we see.
Okay, so
then I met his mama while he was in.
Oh, okay.
I met his mom while he was in, and she real, bro. You know, she real.
She's stressed out. I heard she had a...
Yeah, she real, and I reached my hand out to him, cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and she a good woman, bro. And when I see them mamas like that, it remind me of what my mom was going through, bro.
However, things are going to get a lot worse for YNW Melly in the coming weeks, and let me explain. YNW Melly would return to the courtroom this week, as Melly and Bortlen are now facing new charges. Fans notice that Melly is looking a little rough, however, he's still smiling. Melly's manager would even share, just in the matter of slime, as YNW Melly has been going through a lot inside of jail, as he was just hit with new charges alongside Bortlen.
The state filing 6 new charges against Demmons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction. YNW Melly, his real name is Jamel Demmons, he's actually in plain clothes in the courtroom for the first time in months, again, as this judge really starts the long process of seating a new juror.
As these new charges are all connected to YNW Bortlen's massive mistake, where it would be announced that YNW Bortlen was arrested for witness tampering, as while he was outside, his house would be raided by the feds, and they found insane paperwork against Bortlen and Melly.
Melly's co-defendant YNW Bortlen was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortlen, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Dimmons, aka YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortlen allegedly tampered with the witness.
It would then be announced by Bryson Paul. Here are the images of alleged notes discovered during the home raid of YNW Bortlen's home last week, as filed into the Broward clerks. As in these photos, you could see drawings of YNW Bortlen drawing on several pieces of paper a description of what the jurors looked like during the original YNW Melly trial. Now, to understand how serious of a deal this is, because it is, here's DJ Academics' reaction to this.
To keep it real, this is sloppy. Bortlen, how the f you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Like, god damn. Holy sh. You know what I mean? Like, brother, like, come the f on. It's like doing a and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. They be like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.
It's very convenient that the police are finding this new evidence to use against YNW Melly, because if you're unaware, YNW Melly's lawyers were getting ready to put in paperwork to have YNW Melly released on a bond. As in the evidence files, it begins with a tweet of, YNW Melly has been incarcerated for 1,870 days despite not being found guilty. His latest court hearing shared his release date. Now, it actually details what his release date would have been and could still be. To figure out when, you need to understand that Danny Polo is returning from the original trial to now help out the new lead prosecutor against YNW Melly. These two together investigated through YNW Melly's social medias, and they ended up finding a very concerning post.
Same thing, the use of the slap term, 5-point star, snake. He's saying he's YSL, he's hanging with Doug, and he puts up his YNW for life hashtag on it with the 5-point star as well. Mr. Dimmons has the big B hand signs displayed.
Right, and see with individuals again, I'm assuming that's also Young Thug. That's also unknown.
Yes.
Also important to your investigation, correct?
Yes.
Also publicly available for anyone to see and capture.
Now, they are convinced that this means that YNW Melly has street ties connected to Young Thug's team YSL. Now, this evidence came out at a very convenient time. The Melly's lawyers were putting in paperwork to have Melly released on a bond, as YNW Melly's mother would share that there is a trial update on Instagram Live. Melly's mother shared that the appeal process for this new evidence can now take anywhere from 5 months to an entire year, which in the end will have YNW Melly sitting inside of jail for up to another year.
It delayed my baby's trial again, so
it finished and now it was
a mistrial.
Oh, okay.
And they didn't give him a bond, which I've never heard of people not getting a bond on a mistrial.
I
have a retrial.
I have because my kids people same happening, no bond. Yeah.
It's like what? And then now it's delayed again because the judge ruled on a bunch of evidence from the first trial that wasn't going to be allowed to be used.
Right. So
the prosecutors appealed the ruling. So now it's gone to the 4th DCA. And that can take anywhere between 5 months and a year.
Yeah,
so you don't like what the judge said because your warrants were illegal.
This entire situation would get the attention of rap OG Boosie once again, as a very convenient thing for the police station that right when YNW Melly has his best chance of release, they end up finding that evidence out of nowhere, which ended up having Boosie reacting, sharing that basically the police are corrupt. When the feds want you, they'll do anything to get you, such as just bring up meaningless evidence.
Now they're putting even more charges on them, and then
when they want you, they want you. I knew they wanted them bad when they waited for that law to get passed. They waited all the way.
Penalty.
So it'd be 8-4.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You know, they waited all the way till that law got passed to take him to trial.
Yeah, he was in jail for what, 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah. They could have been took you to trial.
You're right.
They waited till that law got passed and took him to trial a couple months later. When they want you, man. Just don't see how he didn't get a bond after a fucking mistrial.
Yeah.
That made me like, God damn.
Yeah.
Like, after a mistrial, that doesn't happen, really.
As this makes many believe that the Florida Police Department are corrupt, the concerning part is also the new evidence folder against YNW Melly that the new lead prosecutor has been putting up together. Starting out with a man named Jay Hood, a close friend of late King Von, shared a secret that YNW Melly told King Von many years ago in confidence.
Did Von really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Von was mad at me. He, bro, why you put up there, bro? Walk the bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them?
With Jay Hood revealing this never-before-heard information, this would begin a lot of theories going around online. Some people believing that YNW Melly may have asked King Von what to do with the situation with YNW Sack Chaser and Juvie. Because if you know King Von's resume, there is an odd chance that this could be how King Von told YNW Melly to solve his problem. Now, when you pair this evidence with the other hard evidence against Melly, an entire picture starts to get painted on whether or not that he's truly guilty. First, starting with the evidence from Melly's cell phone, where there is text messages of Melly literally admitting to doing the crime.
The PT Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02, the YNW Melly account says what?
After that, SHHHH.
Which then connects to the evidence shared by Sergeant Williams, where he would go on to reveal that there is no way this crime could have been a drive-by. After doing an investigation on the Jeep that Melly and the 4 YNW boys were all driving in, the evidence just doesn't align, and the person that committed the crime had to have been sitting inside of the vehicle.
That has some movement in it, which is around site L here. The actually moving in that to create the little bit of a that you see there.
Number, you said 17 outside the car. How many rounds were inside the car?
3.
And can you exclude the for Mr. Williams and Mr. Thomas as coming from outside of the car?
Yes.
So with Sergeant Williams revealing the crime must have happened inside of the vehicle during the YNW Melly trial, this is then when YNW Juvie's mother would go to the stand and share who was sitting there, as she has known all 4 of the YNW boys for over a decade.
Can you state your name, your full legal name for the jury?
I'm Leon Phillips.
Okay. And are you related to one of the victims in this case?
Yes, I am.
How so?
I'm his mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Positive 2/19/15. Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Mm-hmm.
And is that a yes?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Jamel.
And Jamel, is that the defendant, Jamel Demons?
Yes, ma'am.
As with all of the new evidence now going against Melly, the lawyers that are working for Sack Chaser and Juvie's family would then recommend Juvie's father to go and do an emergency interview, providing more evidence for the new lead prosecutor to use against YNW Melly, making the next retrial very concerning. First, Juvie's father would go on to expose how YNW Melly and Bortlen were witness tampering, and even what code words they used to make Melly's ex-girlfriend not testify against him.
Both Melly, Jamel Demons, YNW Melly, and Cortland Henry, who is known as YNW Bortlen, are now charged with witness tampering. It sounds like the prosecutors are saying there was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person, and then that person.
Saying like to me, they going through extreme measures to try to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom. And
then Juvie's father would go on to share what happened on the morning of the crime from his perspective. When he woke up, received all of the text messages, and had to go down to the police station to clarify if it was his son YNW Juvie. As allegedly before driving to the police station, Melly's mother told the father of Juvie something very concerning.
He wasn't, he had switched vehicles. At least that's what they said in the first trial, that he had gotten into, it was suggested through a defense witness, the one and only defense witness, that he had gotten into that other vehicle.
Yeah, they was telling me that I drove down there that morning to go like identify Chris. I met Moretti down there that morning, other 26. And on the way down there, when I talked to Jamie, she told me the same thing. Like, don't talk to the media and tell them Melly wasn't there. Instantly, my antennas went up because I didn't understand. Like, I knew from that day, I knew something was up.